returns, also threw 3 picks. But the Bucs defense stood tall, stopped Rodgers when they had to. Our guy, our quarterback, Michael Vick, joining us. Mike, good morning. Thanks for getting up and hanging out. Hey, let me ask you, was yesterday's win more about Brady or the rest of the Bucs?
You know, being that I'm the total team player, I'm going to say it was about the rest of the Bucs. But I will say this. Nice. Because Bucs defense played phenomenal. I mean, they did some things that confused Aaron Rodgers. They forced the entire offense into bad spots on several different occasions. But, you know, when I think about Tom Brady and what he did throughout this game, you know, he had his moments. But the biggest moment, and Coach Tony Dungy tweeted about it, the play at the end of the half, I think, was the play that really put the Green Bay Packers in a bad position. That touchdown pass that he completed to Scotty Miller, you know, it was situational football at the time. And, you know, you got to be thinking field goal or, you know, this play right here, you know, caught him sleeping. You know, it was game plan. It was designed. You know, it was Tom Brady seeing the coverage one-on-one. And I don't know why you'd be playing that type of coverage in a situation like that. But I think that was the play that, you know, really hurt Green Bay. It was Tom making it happen. But in totality, it was the defense that came to play. And, you know, on all levels, very aggressive and did everything right and gave Tom Brady opportunities, you know, and I really feel like, you know, they came together when it really mattered the most, man.
Yeah, Mike, I think I'm with you. I think it was about the rest of the Bucs, and there's so much to this conversation. So we know Tom Brady going into his 10th Super Bowl. He's going for a 7th Lombardi trophy. But at the end of the day, JPP, Todd Bowles, Shaq Barrett, they were the reason why. Coach Bowles lost both of his starting safeties. Whitfield went down. Winfield went down. Well, Whiteside, Winfield. Couple of those guys went down. He didn't even have his Whiteside and Winfield goes down, and that is their defense. Those safeties are his quarterbacks. They got to get everybody lined up and make the right checks. So for that reason, I got to go with the Bucs. But when you think about the rest of the Bucs, but when you think about Tom Brady brings something to the table that most players and most people can't. When he walks into that organization, when he walks into that locker room, when he steps onto the field, he elevates everybody's game. So I think Tom Brady, if we're talking about the entire season, then the discussion is, yes, he is the most important thing. But when you turn on the film and you watch that game yesterday, it was all about that defense. Tom Brady, like I said Friday, Nick, right, we're not going to see him throw for 300-something yards. We shouldn't even ask him to do that. But in situational football is where he has to be next level. Outside of the play you highlighted, Mike, which we talked about, what is he going to do before the end of the half? Can he go down there? Can he get 3 points? Can he score? He did a great job in that situation. But then you look at Tom Brady, tried to give the game back. There was a couple times where he looked like a rookie quarterback, nervous in the pocket and throwing up the ball and just saying anybody can get it. And there was 2 picks that was his fault, Nick.
Well, and he threw 3 picks total. So to me, I'm going to start with the end of the first half. Because what you saw was in a critical moment, I understand every moment's critical in a conference championship game, the Packers had not played well that half. But they had the ball with a chance to either get a field goal or a touchdown, so either cut it to a 1-point game or take the lead going into halftime, knowing they're getting the ball to start the second half. The clock management was bizarre. They get a big first down with 1:04 left over the middle of the field. They have 2 timeouts. They don't use either one of them. They waste 25 seconds. They get sacked, and now they're really in trouble. And then Rodgers throws a pick, and Brady responds 4 plays later with, I think, his best throw as a Buccaneer. I think that throw to Scotty Miller was as good as it gets. And up to that point in time, Brady, maybe he'd gotten a little lucky on a few throws, but up to that point in time, up to this throw, he had played a basically perfect football game. And then, after this throw, save the one throw to start the second half after the Green Bay fumble, he played as poorly as you can play. But the defense bailed him out. And the numbers back that up. You see his first 7 drives of the game or 6 drives of the game, it's perfect football. The last 5 drives of the game, it's terrible football. So I think it was, and I know this sounds like a cop-out, Wilds, this is a great example of a team win because Brady got them the lead. And then when Brady was doing what he could, unfortunately, to lose the lead, the defense, once it was a 5-point game, 3 and out, then when it was an 8-point game, forced the field goal, and that's the story. Yep. So Brady took care of him for the first 30 minutes. The defense took care of him for the last 30 minutes, and that's why the Bucs are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I felt lied to, I'll be honest with you. I sit up here, and Brandon, you know, OKW, one mouth, 2 ears. I'm listening, buddy. And all I've heard, ball security is job security. Yours and mine. I'm like, he's right. Brandon is right. He knows what he's talking about. He's right.
That's
Boom,
right.
I tell my kids,
I still have my football right here.
Ball security is job right. Hey, Brandon, he threw 3 interceptions. The Bucs lost every game this year when he threw 2 or more. He threw 3 and they won. And here's the weirder part where I feel like you might have to abandon your take. He has now won 3 games in which he has thrown 3 interceptions. So he is the GOAT, but he is the ultimate team player when this defense keeps bailing him out. Or the other take, Brandon, is that your ball security, job security thing is just a load. And I don't want to believe that, Brandon. I still want to believe you, but there's something that we need to reconcile here.
Mike will tell you this.
Let's hear it.
It's universal. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Nah, two of those interceptions, Mike Evans was in the vicinity. It goes to show that Tom Brady really believes in Mike Evans, or he's trying to make him into something that, you know, he's probably not. You know, a guy who likes to go up and get jump balls but it was the defense getting the jump balls. Mike Evans supposed to be getting these. Now, that one was, look, the safety got over. Tom probably didn't look him off long enough. That ball was a tip, and there was another one that was going Mike Evans' way. You know, Mike Evans got to learn to play defense. He can't track the ball, so I can't put these interceptions on Brady, man. Like, you know, I'm not being quarterback biased neither. I mean, but sometimes you need help from your receivers, Brandon. You know that.
Kind of being quarterback. That's right.
But let me go back to Wilds real quick. Wilds, we're going to have probably 70 pro football players training at our facility in the next month or so. And when they walk in the door, that's the first thing I'm going to tell them. And I don't care what position. Ball security is job security, yours and mine. It's not going to change. I'm going to be 80 years old talking about it. The biggest indicator in the National Football League between winning and losing is turnovers. So you can do it. Your numbers guy, Nick. Don't try to fight me on this. It's true. And then the defensive guy. You know what we going to say to defensive guys? Tips and overthrows. Got to have those.
Yep. And by the way, you're right. The difference, the reason turnovers are so deadly, though, is what teams do when they get the ball. The Packers turn the ball over twice. The Bucs turn that into 14 points. Brady turned the ball over 3 times. The Packers turned that into 6 points. That's the difference. Is that the Bucs were able to capitalize on the Green Bay's mistakes, and Green Bay was not able to capitalize on Brady throwing lollipops. Just wasn't.
Okay, I say, Wilds, did that go over your head, right? Because all year I've been talking about ball security is job security, yours and mine. I just introduced a new take.
I got it tattooed on my lower back.
I just introduced a new take. Did you get it?
Can't be wrong.
This is what you say to the defensive guys, right? So that's what we say in our meetings on the offensive side. On the defensive side is this. Tips and overthrows. You got to have those. Okay? There you go.
Balls get picked.
Tips and overthrows. Got to have those. All right. Wild holds his paper so close to his face when he takes notes. Back here talking the AFC side of things. How did no? That's you get short-sighted. How does that work? How did Kansas City roll over a Bills team that came in red hot in this one? Nick is excited. It's next. First things first. Nearsighted, not short.
you look at Tom Brady, he tried to give the game back. There was a couple times where he looked like a rookie quarterback, nervous in the pocket and throwing up the ball and just saying anybody can get it. And there was 2 picks that was his fault, Nick.
Well, and he threw 3 picks total. So to me, I want to start with the end of the first half, because what you saw was in a critical moment. I understand every moment's critical in a conference championship game. The Packers